part of the show I've been looking forward to, of course. Wine and Tony Roper, all in one. It's the lovely Tom Canavan who's going to tell us what's going on.
Thank you, Michelle. Yes. Well, this week we're... normally we look at just one grape variety and we look at 3 different wines, different prices, and see which one we like best, kind of thing. This week we're looking at 3 different grapes because they all belong to a family of grapes called aromatic varieties. And that makes wines that have got really distinctive kind of smells, distinctive perfumes. And, when you see a wine taster tasting a wine, they seem to spend more time swilling and sniffing it than they do actually sipping it, which seems a bit odd.
Can't understand that.
Well, in fact, your sense of smell is so important. It's 1,000 times more acute than your sense of taste. So when you're tasting food or wine or anything else, it plays a really big part. And I want to try and demonstrate that if you're up for a wee challenge.
Yes. I'm trying to work out how dogs are no wine experts. We
should maybe train one up. We had a dog drinking beer recently, but not wine. This is basil.
Okay.
Would both of you like to take just a small basil leaf or half of a big one, but just take a wee basil leaf.
Okay.
Which is a really nice pungent herb. And now just for a wee bit of experiment, can you hold your nose with one hand and keep holding it until I tell you to let go? Now take a bite of that leaf. Don't put the whole thing in, but take a good bite of it. Tear it off and have a nice light little chew of it, still holding your nose. And I won't ask you to speak, it'd be embarrassing, but you probably don't get much flavour from it, much of the basil flavour. But now let your nose go and take a breath and just see how that flavour really just starts to starts to choke you, but it starts to really punch through. And in fact, your sense of taste, about 75% of that is detected by your nose, even with things in your mouth, just because of the way it's all connected. So anyway, we'll go on and try the wines.
I'll make sure I do that before I go to the pub and every bottle of wine that I have now, Tom.
I think so. Well, not a basil leaf, but just...
Not a basil leaf, try something. OK, we've got 3 delicious wines here. What's our first up?
Starting up with one of the most famous aromatic grapes, which is called Muscat. And this one is kind of famously got a really nice perfume to it, all sorts of interesting things. It smells of fresh grapes and of flowers and all sorts of things. So have a little try at this. It's the Gerard Bertrand winemaker's dry Muscat. And it's in Tesco at £5.99. An interesting wine because Gerard Bertrand's an ex-rugby professional, a French professional who now makes really good wines. So have a little sniff of this one.
Very reasonably priced.
£5.99 in Tesco.
Ready, Tony?
I'm getting Sheriff Court, 9 o'clock.
You're not going to take this seriously, are you? And I think it has lovely fruit, really interesting nose, but it's dry on the palate.
Beautiful.
Really hits the back of your tongue, doesn't it?
It's one of those wines that the aroma of it almost makes you think it's going to be sweet, but it's not. It's bone dry and would be great with things like asparagus and avocado salads, really kind of fresh salads, lovely acidity.
It's absolutely beautiful.
It does fill you.
It's good, isn't it? It really fills the mouth with that kind of flavour. Surprising wine.
Really lovely. So that was Tesco £5.99.
Tesco £5.99 for that Muscat, the first of our aromatic grapes.
Gorgeous.
And we move on to the next...
I like the basil.
Well, I'll leave it there for you to take some more.
Okay.
Tony, don't say we don't feed you. I'll give you some drink on the show, it's all good.
The next one is another famous grape called Gewürztraminer. Now, Gewürz means spice.
OK.
And so this is a spicy grape. It comes from Alsace. And this particular one is the Taste the Difference Alsace Gewürztraminer from Sainsbury's at £6.99. Now, again, really exotic. Think of things like Turkish Delight, even when you smell this. I know it's very unexpected, but try it. Have a little sniff of it and see if you get those really quite exotic kind of aromas. Turkish Delight, a bit... something that smells like roses, almost the perfume you get from roses in the garden.
Do you know, Tom, you've actually just taken the words out of my mouth. As soon as it was a wee bit like kind of rose... kind of perfumed
like
smell, rose
perfume.
water, yeah, definitely.
Amazing,
I mean, not overpowering that you wouldn't want to drink it, but I have to say, absolutely gorgeous and a wee bit of a kick to it with the
bit
spice.
Of a kick, yeah, exactly. A nice kind of spice in the palate.
It's quite different for that one, isn't it? Well,
totally
while I'm
different.
sober.
Well, it is indeed, Tony. No, it's very different, and it's
Lighter.
rich, lighter, but I think maybe just a wee bit sweeter too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not as edgy as the Muscat, but it's quite. It's still got nice punchy spices in it.
Nice punch, nice spice, and it would be great, I think, with Chinese food. This one or Thai food because it's got that real kind of spiciness, but it's got a tiny wee hint of sweetness too.
Absolutely gorgeous. So that was from Sainsbury's, £6.99.
That's it. The Taste the Difference Gewürztraminer Sainsbury's.
All really reasonably priced, I have to say, because you would imagine with a really good wine you're going to be paying over a tenner a bottle, but we seem to be around the £6-7 mark.
Yeah, this week we've come in all around that kind of price. I think that's a good price to pay. Anything from kind of £5 to £8 is a really good range to be buying wines in because you're getting good value for money.
No,
at that
excellent.
Range, I think.
Can't wait to try the next one, Tom.
The last one is probably, I don't know if you'll have tasted this grape before, it's called Torrontés, and it
Right.
comes from Argentina. It's a speciality of Argentina, doesn't really grow anywhere else. And it grows way up in the Andes, and it makes these fantastically perfumed wines. This one is the Crios Torrontés. It's in Majestic Wines at £7.99, although at the moment, buy two and they're £6.99 each. So another little bit of a bargain.
£2 saving there.
Brand new wine is from the 2009 vintage, from earlier this year, and it has that fantastic perfume again. All kind of floral notes.
Yeah.
I can taste peach in that.
Beautiful
Is it peach? Am I
I
just,
think,
am
no,
I
I think
just
you're probably
drunk?
spot on there, I think, Michelle. No.
You're really good with this, aren't you?
Tony, years of experience, let
I'm
me
just
tell
going
you.
to head for the cheapest one.
Yeah, years of experience.
But this one's bone dry, though, isn't it? I mean, as well as that peach, the finish is all kind of lemon zest and citrus and sharpness.
Very much so.
Absolutely
really
I
gorgeous.
think I prefer that.
You prefer that style?
I do.
Yeah.
I was going
I
to
know
ask
it's just
Tony,
mere taste.
what should be your favourite out of the three?
one.
The last one?
Yeah, I know. It's just, it is very, I like lemon, I like lime, I like those kind of
zesty,
Citrusy
vitamin,
taste.
fresh
vitamin C
flavours.
type tastes, and that is
Absolutely.
excellent.
And just lastly, Tom, what food would accompany this lovely wine at the end?
With that Torrontés, I would put this with Chinese food again, and you know, especially something like a Chinese lemon chicken. You know, it's got lemon through it, and it's got a wee bit of spice in the sauce, or chili as well. And I think that wine would cut through it fantastically. But it's nice to drink in its own too. You know.
Absolutely, yeah.
No, absolutely. Tom, once again, you have opened my eyes to the world of wine, something I very much enjoy.
What would you advise with pie and chips, Tom?
Pie and chips. Well, I would probably go for the best bottle you can afford.
Lambic.
You know.
What would Jamesy go for? A wee tonic wine,
Lambic,
perhaps?
aye, wee South
wee
African
Lanark
Lambic,
special.
aye.
Say no more. Tom, as always, it's an absolute pleasure to have you in the studio. We'll see you next time. Tony, thank you very much for
Aye,
being
brilliant,
here, and
thank
I'll
you.
leave you with those three wines.
That's lovely, yeah.
Thanks.